Breaking news tonight, the Senate passing a 77-day extension of FISA surveillance. Authorities that lapsed over the weekend. The passage came by voice vote. Unanimous consent extends the surveillance powers until the end of May. The House will need to act on the extension measure. Currently, it's not in session, so the Republic is safe for another few days anyway. Joining us tonight, Congressman Louie Gohmert, a member of the House Judiciary Committee, the House Freedom Caucus, great American. And what's your reaction first to the FISA maneuvers in the Senate?
Well, Lou, I passed on to the president that there is nothing in the bill that the House passed to prevent another president or even this president from being treated the way he was, improperly having his campaign spied upon, and even after being president being spied upon. There's nothing in this new bill that actually prevents that. It is really outrageous. This is a star chamber, and it didn't get really improved when the House took it up. It's really embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's also, as you say, dangerous.
It's very dangerous, very dangerous.
The president said he wanted reforms. This is not the way in which you go about that. It would be nice to have hearings and have people actually understand, citizens understand what their government is doing with the consent of the governed, but I guess that's old-fashioned of me.
Well, I contended before the Rules Committee, look, since we are now going to continue the practice of spying on American citizens through the FISA Court, why don't we change the name and say this it authorizes spying on Americans? And it was a great suggestion to change the name to the federal, I forget, but it basically spying on Americans. But what I did, I proposed an amendment.
Spying on America.
Yeah, well, but my amendment, if the Democrats had allowed it, would have eliminated the opportunity to go before the FISA court to get a warrant to spy on Americans. If you want to do that, go to an Article 3 court. Go to a federal district court where they actually
just
protect.
Go spy like they did. I mean, they didn't. You know, I don't even know why they were bothering. They were lying to the courts. They were defrauding the courts. They were creating fictional material. Or if they didn't have fictional material or revised 302s, they simply, well, they could just simply turn to Christopher Steele and say, what have you got for us? What did Hillary Clinton buy you that we could use too? Well,
and as far as that goes, having been a former felony judge, one of the things that offended me more than anything was the fact that these judges were lied upon. Like you said, fraud committed against the court, and yet the judges did not seem to be bothered. They didn't have enough pride in their job and the Constitution. They should have drugged those people in there and said, you're going to show cause as to why I shouldn't put you in jail for coming before my court and perjuring yourself, committing a fraud upon me. They didn't do that. Hadn't done that at all.
So let's turn to the coronavirus bill that you put a hold on. Got a deal, I understand, but still 20 pages. I'll bet you that you're right still that a lot of folks don't have any idea what's in it.
Yeah. Well, and that was a problem Friday night. Yes, we started voting around 12:30 a.m. Saturday morning, but that bill didn't get filed until right before midnight. Now, I had read through the 108 pages of the 9 o'clock or so version, but I didn't have time to compare them and do a side-by-side. I didn't know what got changed or what didn't, but it really bugged me. You know, under Obamacare that passed without a single Republican vote, they exempted all businesses with less than 50 employees. This bill that's going to force small businesses, 1, 2, 3, up to 50, well, up to 500 actually, employees, they're going to have to be providing an opportunity to take family leave and all. And these are folks, if you've got 2 employees and you're going to be able to give them both
let me tell you what, if
a month off, you got trouble.
If the White House hasn't got any more influence over legislation than that, we're going to have a real problem come November, because this is a time to be straight up, straightforward, for both parties. Now, the Democrats are very clearly not. The Republicans had better be and follow this president's lead.
Well, how ironic, Lou, that this bill exempts the corporations with over 500 employees.
Right.
How about that? They were, what is the deal? They complain about the big corporations, and yet they exempted them, and they said, well, a lot of them already have paid family leave.
Right.
Well, they're the ones that can afford it. But you're going after the mom and pops here. Who's going to pay the employees when this bill puts the small businesses out of business?
Well, talking about squirrely stuff, Mitt Romney proposing that every single American get $1,000. What do you think?
Well, I think that he and Bernie Sanders ought to get together. Sounds like they're barking up the same tree.
Well, you know what? My guess is they're pretty close. They're pretty close, as I recall.
Do you know, is it true that...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is it true that that the president tried to bury the hatchet with Romney and said, you know, you may have trouble getting reelected, so I can get you an ambassadorship to the Hubei province in China, you know, there in Wuhan. I didn't know if that was true or not, Lou, but anyway.
You know, Congressman, I should have known better than to go one sentence too long with you.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. You know, it's. I'm sure the Chinese are not going to be any more offended by you than so many others right now.
But
appreciate
this over the last couple of days, and there wasn't time for anybody to.
I've got to say,
Lou.
That terrible joke. I've got to ask you if we may take a break so that you can go get some better ones here before we talk next. Congressman, thanks so much. Congressman Louie Gohmert, we appreciate it.